LA Fitness Season 9 Summer Strength, and we are not fasting today because, as mentioned earlier, we had the inside the apartment exercise session. Yeah, it was a workout. I'll just call it a workout. So we had a post-workout meal. We waited about 2.5 hours. And now we're heading into the gym for what I expect to be an easy Monday, leisurely Monday. However, we never know. So I think the protocol today will be a little old school. Maybe we'll start with leg presses. Maybe we'll get some lunges in and some light deadlifts, if we deadlift at all. And we're not abandoning the deadlift because we want to start repping 300 pounds and we want to pull up 375 with our bare hands. So we got more training to do. We don't feel we have to do them as often as we've been doing them. However, we still have to do the grip strength work. So as we work the legs and the bod in different ways during the week, and maybe do deadlifts like only 3 times per fortnight, we'll be able to grip it, because that 350, the left hand grip, was a little lacking, man. I would have liked to have held it up a little bit longer before I put the weight back on the floor. So that's the plan, Stan. Let's see if it works out the way that we envision. We're going in a little bit later on this Monday, looking for the sweet spot in the gym where there are less people around and more options. So that's it. We're going to go in, get the job done, and report back to you guys right after this message. I'm doing now what I should have been doing between the ages of 25 and 35. And if I believed in regrets, that is, by regretting something, I could change it, I would regret that decade of inactivity and sedentary lifestyle. However, on the other hand, if I hadn't experienced it then I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now, and I wouldn't have the mindset that I have now for fitness. So that decade set me up for every decade that came after it. So I'm not mad, I'm not bitter, but sometimes I imagine where I could be now if I didn't have that 10-year gap in my fitness training. No deadlifts, and Monday wasn't as easy as we expected it to be, and it's our choice. Nothing crazy happened. It's just that we started out with leg presses, and those bad boys are heavier than I remember. Although I did max out, kind of, sort of, where I left off. So very close to where I left off. And of course we did all the forearm stuff, all the grip stuff. We did the reverse press on the Smith machine, and we did close grip press on the bench. Remember, I mentioned we were going to do some of those, and man, let me tell you, they're a little tricky. They're tricky because I haven't done them in about 1.5 years, and I'm also changing the grip. So when I do a close grip like this, I can do it closer and I can lift more weight. When I do it like this, my elbows flare out a little bit, and they're not supposed to. So I have to adjust those bad boys so I could bring them down and push them back up. Our mature and experienced self started with about 100 pounds and worked higher on reps. Our immature self, our ego, is remembering 20 years ago when we were literally doing close grips with 225 pounds, man. Ooh, those were the days. But those days are gone. They no longer exist. It's just a memory. Pull-ups with a 60-pound dumbbell at our feet. We got 5 sets, 6 reps for the first 3, and I think a little bit less for the last 2. Oh yeah, the last rep was 65 pounds, so I think we may have only gotten 4 of them, but hey, it doesn't matter. I'm a little bit too precise in these wrap-ups. I think I get wrapped up in my own report, so I'm going to have to do something about that soon. So that's the wrap-up, and as I'm wrapping it up, I'm thinking about how I can change and condense this feature so that it's the same length every time. I think about 7 minutes should be okay. However it works out, I thank you in any case for just watching, supporting, giving the thumbs up, leaving a comment, the encouragement. Appreciate you. See you next workout.